Chernobyl. The horror accident prompted outcries to decrease nuclear power usage due to radioactive material sweeping the surrounding areas of Pripyat. Multiple movies and TV series have been made depicting the disaster, and a Washington Post ABC poll in 2011 found that 64% of Americans are against any construction of any new nuclear power plants. We are scared of nuclear power and energy for a number of reasons. But what if I told you that nuclear energy is one of the most trustworthy energy sources? And if we seriously want to stop climate change, we need to embrace it. This is JNWN. We all know that climate change is an issue and that not acting on it will have severe implications for the planet and all its inhabitants. To solve it, the International Energy Agency, or the IEA, declared that to meet the world's energy needs and avoid the worst effects of climate change, low-carbon electricity generation must increase from providing 36% of the world's energy today to 85% by 2040. In layman's terms, we need more dependence on renewable energy sources, which is actually getting easier. The IEA has reported in their 464-page World Energy Outlook for 2020 that solar energy is now the cheapest electricity source of all mainstream energy sources in the large majority of countries. However, typical energy sources do have their flaws. To use it as an example, solar power is an intermittent source of power in certain circumstances, like nighttime or cloudy days, which decreases the amount of energy produced by the solar panels. The same is for wind power, in which where wind turbines are set up, it will not be windy all the time. In short, our typical renewable energy sources aren't a viable alternative to fossil fuels on a large-scale basis. Enter nuclear energy. As reported by Forbes with data by Environmental Progress, between 1965 and 2018, the world spent $2.6 trillion on solar and wind energy. They also spent $2.1 trillion in nuclear energy, but there was 31% more energy produced by nuclear compared to wind and solar. The report also explains that solar and wind farms require between 40 and 70 times more land compared to nuclear plants. Adding on to that, an April 2020 United States government report indicated that atomic power plants are more reliable as they require less maintenance and are not an intermittent source of energy. But the best part, nuclear energy is also a sustainable electricity source with low carbon emissions, as an analysis by the Nuclear Energy Institute and the Nuclear Energy Agency has found. However, we must not forget the tragedies of Chernobyl. Nuclear energy can cause horrible deaths and severe implications to society, much more than the clean energy sources of solar and wind, and even more than fossil fuels. Except that may not be true. Economists Anno Markanda and Professor Paul Wilkinson published an analysis in 2007 that compared the death rates from fossil fuels, nuclear energy, hydropower, and biomass. However, they didn't analyze sources such as wind and solar, hence in 2016, a group of researchers decided to add those statistics to the dataset, and the results were shocking. With death rates being measured based on the deaths from accidents and air pollution per terawatt hour, the economists and researchers found that coal and oil were the worst energy sources in this measure, followed by biomass and gas, with nuclear energy having 99.8% fewer deaths per terawatt hour compared to brown coal. There is an argument that nuclear energy's low injuries are due to the low spread usage of atomic power, which leads us to the big question. Even if it is in the name of fighting the severe threats climate change poses, how can we be assured that increasing the amount of nuclear energy power plants wouldn't cause a Chernobyl-scale disaster again? Firstly, as Michael Schellenberg, the co-founder of the Breakthrough Institute and a TED Talk speaker, explains, the Chernobyl catastrophe only happened due to pitiful safety procedures unique to the Soviet Union. It would have never happened, and has never happened, in Western countries, where nuclear power plants are highly regulated. Also, the reports of radiation leakage by the media at the time turned out to be greatly exaggerated, as the World Health Organization reports. An example of this is the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear disaster in March 2011, caused by a significant tsunami that flooded 3 power reactors' cooling systems. Although it receives severe media coverage with talks about the devastating impacts of nuclear energy, the International Atomic Energy Agency found no harmful health effects in any of the 200,000 residents. Finally, enhanced innovation of nuclear core reactors comes with decreased risk, fueled from investments by philanthropists such as Bill Gates and the scientific community's continued research and interest in this topic. This does not mean that we completely disregard the potential risk of nuclear energy, but that we push for more regulation of power plants in all parts of the world to use this sustainable, energy efficient source and environmentally friendly source safely. That's why you should trust nuclear energy. And that's how we can help solve climate change. Thank you for watching. My name is Jeenaev, and this is JNWN.